Hey, welcome back to the God Power, the channel that's gonna unlock the God Power that's laying dormant on the inside of you. I got it better that time, y'all. Look, this channel, we're gonna break down the book of Genesis. We've been breaking down lots of Bible books in the past, but this video, we're gonna break down the book of Genesis. So in the last video that I just posted, we talked about the synopsis, basically about the story, who wrote Genesis, when was it written, where was it written, why was it written, what's it about, who's in it, you know what I'm saying? We talked about all that stuff. We answered those questions. We, put in a little bit of our insights, sprinkled it on there. But in this one, what we're going to do is we're going to break down chapter 1. So with no further ado, if you've never read the book of Genesis chapter 1, I mean, it's fun. You know what I'm saying? It's a good read. We're going to break it down. And I suggest that you just at least read, just try it. There's this one part of the Genesis that gets everybody, bro. It starts when the beget and beget and beget and beget, and you just got to power through it. But we'll make it fun on this one. Okay. But that's not here. That's like a couple chapters from here. Chapter 1. With no further ado, let's jump into it. So verse 1 starts off, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the deep water. So there was just darkness, formless, nothingness. You know what I'm saying? And then the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. There's waters, y'all. Listen to these waters when I'm about to break these down. Watch this. So first of all, it's formless nothingness, and it's just water. And God's Spirit is hovering over the waters, right? Then God was like, let there be light. And then there was light. And then also listen to how God commands the whole universe. He said, let there be light. Watch what else he says, let there. You know what I'm saying? This is how God speaks to things and makes it happen. Just listen to it. This is the coolest part about being a little bit more in tune with the word and being able to break it down. It's like I'm understanding certain codes, or it feels like patterns or codes. But anyways, he said, let there be light, and there was light. And then God saw that the light was good. And then he separated the light from the darkness. He separated the light from the darkness, right? God called the light day and the darkness night. And the evening passed and the morning came, and that was the first day. Then God said, let there be space between the waters of heaven and the waters of earth. So listen to this, y'all. There's space between the waters of heaven and the waters of earth. What space do you think that is, right? Right? He's going to tell you in a second, but that's the air, that's space. They talk about space in the Bible in chapter 1. Anyways, let there be space between the waters of heaven and the waters of the earth. And that's what happened because God said, let there be, or let, this is the same thing he keeps saying, let there be. God made the space to separate the waters of the earth from the waters of the heaven. And he called that space sky. And the evening came and the morning came, and then that was the second day. So on the first day, he created like the morning and the night, like he separated the light and the darkness. The second day, he separated the waters from the ones in heaven and the waters on earth, between like space. So there's space in between. Now on the third day, then God said, let the waters beneath the sky flow together in one place so dry land can appear. And that's what happened. And remember, God said it again in the same code. Let the waters beneath the sky flow together in one place and dry land appear. Like this is cool, because if you understand how he's speaking, he's not saying, I want this to happen, I want this to happen, maybe this would be cool. He's saying, let this happen. And it happens. God's so powerful. He called the dry land, or the dry ground, land, and the waters seas. And then God saw that it was good. Then God said, let the land sprout with vegetation, every sort of seed-bearing plant, and trees that grow seed-bearing fruit. These seeds will produce the kinds of plants and trees from which they come. Now, this is important too. So, on this day, God said, let the land sprout with vegetation of seed bearing things. So, these plants will bear seeds, and those seeds will grow into the same type of plants. Keep this in mind, y'all. This is going to mess up evolution, dude. Like people who think of evolution like we came from monkeys, bro. Watch this. Watch this. Like I hear you scientifically, right? I get you. Like I've seen the links and all that. But listen to this, right? So the plants, the way that they recreate is after their own kind. Okay? Their seeds produce plants of trees of the same kind. And God saw that this was good. And the evening passed and the morning came, and that was the end of the third day. So next thing God said, let light appear in the sky to separate the day from the night. Let them be signs to make seasons, days, years, and let the lights in the sky shine down on the earth. And that's what happened. Now, I hope this microphone's not picking up my jacket, but if it is, sorry for that. But this is where God said, let there be lights in the sky. Why? Why are there lights up there? Why is the sun and stuff like that? The stars. It's for seasons and signs, and that's exactly what we use them for. Like we use the sun's rotation to figure out lots of things, and we use the stars placements and the what do we call them, constellations, to do a lot of stuff, especially when we were farming type people. We use that a lot. So God saw that was good again, and then the evening came and the morning passed, and that was the end of the fourth day. Then God said, let the waters swarm with fish and other life. Let the skies be filled with birds of every kind. So God created great sea creatures and every living thing that scurries or swarms or swims. Well, no, it actually does say swarms in the water. So these are like everything that you could think of. When it says great sea creatures, I'm thinking Leviathan type sea creatures, all the way down to the minute little plankton type sea creatures, everything. And then he made every sort of bird, each producing offspring of the same kind. Okay, so plants produce seeds that grow into plants of the same kind. Birds and sea creatures produce offspring of the same kind. Cool. And then God saw that it was good. Then he blessed them and he said, be fruitful and multiply. Let the fish fill the seas and the birds multiply on the earth. This is where I was thinking, like, let the birds multiply on the earth, right? Don't they fly in the sky? Obviously they have to land, but what if that was the beginning of like dinosaurs? Because didn't dinosaurs have feathers, right? Then the evening passed and the morning came, making the fifth day. Then God said, let earth produce every sort of animal, each producing offspring of its same kind. Now, again, two things, the same pattern. He's just saying, let these things be, and they just are. And then he's saying, the animals now, the birds, the sea creatures, and even the animals produce offspring of the same kind. So that's, so he created livestock, small animals that scurry along the ground, and wild animals, all kinds of wild animals. And that's what happened. God made all of those things. And in each of them, they produced offspring of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. Then, same day, sixth day, God said, let's make human beings in our own image to be like us. Now, God said, let us make human beings in our own image to be like us. Do y'all understand what's happening right here? Who's God talking to? Right? Again, he's not talking to another being, right? He's still speaking in the same pattern. Let us. let us make. Basically, he just called into the seven, whatever, how many spirits, we don't know. It's broken down in Revelations. It speaks of the spirits of God, but we all do know that Jesus, the Holy Spirit, are the same Spirit of God. So from the jump here, we got Jesus here in the first chapter. And I'll show you where Jesus comes in the second chapter where we can prove is Jesus, right? But when he's saying, let us make human beings in our own image to be like us, why do you think that Jesus looks like a human, right? Why do you think that we look like what Jesus, like, why do you think he could walk around with us and everything was cool? Like nobody was like, oh, that's an alien, right? Because we're made in the image of God, and Jesus is God. Whoa, 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 whoa. They're going to reign. So basically, he said, let us make humans in the image to be like us. They're going to reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and the livestock, all the wild animals on the earth, and all the animals that scurry along the ground. So humans' job is to reign, or one of our functions is to reign over all the animals on the earth, all of them. Reign over them. Do you know what reign over them means? That means to have like lordship over them, basically lord over them. We reign over all the animals. So if ever a wild animal comes up to you and you feel fear, you shouldn't. You reign over that animal. You say, hey, animal, you get back now. Like, don't say that I told you that either. And don't blame it on me, whatever happens after that. But hey, nah, it's like, honestly, you do reign over animals as a human being. Again, it's probably a little bit more complicated than that in today's society, because again, when we think in this video or the last video, we were talking about how we've complicated a lot of things, and that's due to our sinful nature. We have sin runs rampant in our society right now. So a lot of people are suffering from a sinful nature, myself included, right? But we're working on it every single day. So God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God, he created them and made them male and female. This is what it says in the book of Genesis. He made them male and female. Okay. Then God blessed them, and he was like, be fruitful and multiply. This is the second thing that he blessed. Then he blessed the animals, like the birds and the fish in the sea, and the animals, and the humans to be fruitful and multiply. He didn't bless the plants by saying be fruitful and multiply, maybe because that's what they were designed to do, right? Because literally they produce fruits that have seeds that multiply that same fruit. So, but we were told to do that. That was one of the commands of humans and animals. Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and govern it, is what he told humans. Fill the earth and govern it. Govern it. What does that mean? To rule over it, right? To rule over it. That's what govern it means. Reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and all the animals that scurry along the ground. Then God said, sorry if you guys can hear my jacket, for real. Then God said, look, I've given you every seed-bearing plant throughout the earth, all the fruit for you to eat for your food. I've given you every plant as food for all the wild animals, the birds in the sky, the small animals that scurry along the ground. So all the seed-bearing stuff is for us to eat for food. Everything that bears seeds, all the fruits that bear seeds is for us. All the other green stuff, that's for the animals. Literally, if you just open your eyes and walk outside, that's what's happening with the animals. They all eat the green, anything green, you know what I'm saying? The animals are munching that junk up. Let's see. What else happens next here? Everything that has life is allowed to eat the green stuff, basically. And that's what happened. Then God looked over all that he made, and he saw that it was very good. And the morning passed, or the evening passed, and the morning came, and that was the end of the 6th day. And that's the end of chapter 1. It just details the 6 days of creation. because we'll learn on the seventh day what happens in chapter 2. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. You got to watch the next video, you know what I'm saying? Or read the Bible for yourself, you know what I'm saying? It's a fun book. Just remember the takeaways from this book is that God created the earth. It took 6 days to do it. Each one of those 6 days, he was commanding things to happen by saying, let this happen and let this happen. On the 6th day, he made humans and animals, like not the birds and the fish. The birds and the fish were made on the 5th day. He made humans and animals on the 6th day. And he told humans, like he gave humans the function of governing the earth and reigning over all the animals. Then he also was like, any kind of seed-bearing fruit, that's your food. Seed-bearing fruit or tree that bears seeds, that's food for humans. Any kind of green stuff, that's food for the animals. Those were the takeaways from it. Remember that these things that he created, they produce their own kind. So that's what I was saying. Evolution is out the window at that point. The monkeys can't produce a human over time. It can't happen. Every created thing produces its own kind. So as a human, we're only going to produce humans going forward. Will they look different? Probably. Like we used to have an appendix that works. I don't think our appendix does anything anymore. So yeah, humans might look different thousands of years from now, or maybe. But at the end of the day, we're not going to produce anything that's not a human. Everything produces after its own kind. I hope you learned something by breaking down the book of Genesis chapter 1. In the next video, we're going to break down Genesis chapter 2. So bring your thinking hat along. No, this one's cool. This is where we get into the story of Adam and Eve. A lot of people want to know about Adam and Eve. So Genesis chapter 2 goes back on. Oh, dang, I said I wasn't going to spoil it. I'm not even going to spoil it. We'll talk about it next time, Just remember that you got that God power. On your heart, tugging on your